From medieval markets to the modern department store, retail was historically the enclave of the amazing, providing the weird and wonderful from worlds afar. But as the world entered the Mad Men marketing era, retail consolidated and became a margin-squeeze reality where the biggest brands and the biggest budgets won in a game of convenience. Until the internet changed everything forever. While retail initially fumbled online, it's now a game where anyone can play, and new brands can be built in a microcosm. While online and offline were once viewed as separate worlds, the two are now overlapping. The art of retail is now about maximising physical space and digital capability to serve consumers in an anything you want, whenever you want it way, where the experience is as important as what's in the bag you leave with. This episode, we meet with SAGKIA FAIRFULL, who future-proofs some of the world's most famous fashion brands. The future of retail, I mean, what a journey the industry has been on. Sas, having you here is awesome because, I mean, how that happens has changed dramatically. Let's go back to the birth of the shopping mall.
So the department store actually came about in the 1800s as a place for women, because typically in those days women weren't allowed to venture out on their own. They had to be with a man. And so the department store was created so that they can meet with their friends and family and enjoy looking through beautiful garments and then sit down for tea and cakes.
So it was a social club that just happened to have shelves with products on it?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The industry of retail, you could argue, is a race to the bottom in a lot of
sectors. If we go back to the post-World War II environment, it just became this race of products and prices which were kind of homogeneous and see who could win the logistical battle of getting the prices down. But that's just a race to the bottom that no one can win. And if we think about retail today, if you're selling something that's available in a lot of places and you're in a physical store, it's going to be pretty tough to compete going forward with online, because if you're online you don't have the cost of the store, of the shelves. And so then the question is, what are we really selling?
Physical retail can learn a lot from digital, being access to data and helping drive business decisions internally around product.
And let's look at your shoes, for example, right? The Nike store in LA, they stock and merchandise a whole floor of sneakers based on mobile searches. And so they say, okay, people within 5Ks are searching for the purple Air Force. We need to put purple Air Force in the window. That
store is particularly interesting because it's based on community insight and need. The localised sneaker drop's likely to be bigger than brands doing global drops that are more exclusive, because people in Asia may want a sneaker drop that happened in Europe.
So just explain the concept of the sneaker drop.
Brands like Virgil Abloh's Off-White may do a collaboration with Nike, and it will be dropped at a specific time and date, and once they're sold out, that's it.
I went to a store in Boston which is a secret sneaker store, and the only way you get to go there, someone has to tell you, and you turn up and it's hidden behind a mum and pop store. And when I got there, the guy said to me, "You come a long way, man. Here, just press that button, I'll give you a free Snapple." And then I pressed this Snapple thing and the doors opened up, and then I just felt thrilled, like he just gave me this gift.
If we bring tech into this for a moment, streetwear brand Antisocial Social Club, they had a drop over the weekend, sold out within 8 hours. This collection was different because they installed NFC tags in all of them. That tag then responds to their app and it verifies if it is authentic or not.
So we've seen the fast fashion boom on the high street, which has had massive repercussions. Is there the polar opposite? Is slow fashion a thing?
My little take on it is fast fashion has a place, but it doesn't have a home. Slow fashion these days is coming through in ways such as sustainable labels. Citizen Wolf in Sydney makes t-shirts to your exact size and your preference of length, sleeve, neckline. And then further to customise, we go personalised with another Sydney label called Method of Denim, a denim brand, fully customised with rips, tears, even words that you would like in different parts of that piece.
One interesting example is McLaren have set up a showroom where you can watch your car being painted, and it's a 9-month wait list. and they have time-lapse footage of your car being made before you get it. And so that's something you can show someone. And so the retail process, it becomes a couple of years.
There's that great story about the shoe cobbler in New York City that had been making shoes for 100 years. And the shop was on the ground floor, and below was the basement where they had 2 or 3 cobblers. And they hired a consultant to come in and say, how can we grow this business, grow this brand? And the consultant walked in, looked at the old timber floors and said, forget it, rip them up, just put glass down. So customers can walk in and see their shoes being made.
Totally, yeah.
So it's that lifting the lid, take them on the journey and celebrate that. So let's look to the future. What does a bricks and mortar store in 10 years look like?
Hyper-connected, very community-focused, and thoroughly enjoyable for everybody involved.
You never mentioned the word buy.
Inherently, people will buy because that's what they're there for. But it's how you get them in there and how you can build trust and relationships with them that get them coming back.
What's some actions that retailers can take to future-proof themselves? Samo, have you got any ideas?
The future of retail is about not looking at retail. Yeah, a couple of people are doing it well, but look to those other industries. Where can you gain inspiration from outside of retail and then bring it into retail?
Sass, what do you think?
There are a lot of ways that retailers can expose themselves to those other industries. For example, some really great conferences that are in Australia that focus on creativity, innovation and business to give you some really great ideas and concepts of what is happening in those other industries. Those that are competing on price right now, they will reach the bottom a lot faster than those trying to work out what their story is.
The experience is critical, and the best experience is a great storytelling. Who are you? What are you selling? What's the story behind that product? Why is it special? Why is it unique? And how can you come on that journey as a customer? We're always going to want to buy stuff, and we're always going to buy into brands and their stories, so it's going to be an interesting ride.